Hi, both. So excited to meet both of you. My name's Mai-Anh. I'm
Hi.
from besea.n. It's an organization that celebrates and advocates for people of East and Southeast Asian heritage in the UK. It's great to meet you both. And Sandra, I have to admit, being a huge geek and wearing a t-shirt with your name on it,
Yes.
it's an honor just to be Asian.
It's honor just to
And
be Asian, yes.
back in 2005, you gave a confused Vietnamese teenager a very positive role model in Christina Yang. So thank you very
Oh,
much.
oh, good.
So in Turning Red, the mother-daughter relationship that we see there is so close and so very real. There are moments of incredible bonding where Mei-Lin and Ming have a lot of fun together, but it's also, there are moments where the tension really builds up. So I'd love to know, how did you two prepare for that? And how did you establish such an on-screen bond?
We were not able to do that while we were recording because usually in animation you record separately. And also during the pandemic, there was even more separation. But that really has to do with, I'd say that Rosalie's talent and Domi Shi, our director's eye for keeping that structure and that emotional through line. It was really being directed well.
Fantastic. And Rosalie, this is your first full-length feature film. Congratulations. How was
Thank
it
you.
working with Sandra and the rest of the cast and crew?
I mean, unfortunately, I wasn't able to record with any other actors. It was just by myself. But I worked very closely with Domi for the past 4 years, and she's an incredible director. And it was an honor to work with her. And this is her first feature film too, so we're kind of going through similar experiences.
It must be so challenging to record, especially in the middle of a pandemic, and to be quite separated. So I'm sure there are a lot of challenges there. One thing that I loved in this film were the small details that offered a real depth of understanding of Asian diaspora, especially because the film is set in Canada, such as Ming bringing cut fruit to Mei Mei as a snack, but also because it went into the real issues that a lot of people in our communities face, like acknowledging and making room for emotions instead of banishing them, or saving face, which is a tricky theme in a lot of Asian cultures. It speaks to a lot of the conversations going on between older generations and younger generations. So how do you feel that the film will have a positive impact among Asian communities, especially Asian diaspora communities in Canada, the US, the UK, and so on?
Oh, I really hope so. I really hope so because there's an actual full film about it. Do you know what I mean? You get to spend
Yeah.
an hour and a half with her story, and it's from a young girl's perspective. You get to spend time with it. You get to really spend time with her relationship with her mother, and then her relationship with her aunties. And I think Domi laid it out so well. The pull that many of us have for the love and the duty that we have for our parents and understanding what they've sacrificed. But as the film is about Ming finding her own independence and finding her voice, even through the panda, and even through the panda. So she is honoring her tradition and honoring herself. And I think that's a big thing that we're always trying to, in our community, always trying to find the balance for. And what I really hope is for kids who might not know how to say, I need space from their parents, hopefully this will encourage them to be able to ask for space. And equally, because Pixar films are kind of done for multi-generations. It's for, people in my generation who have children to be able to recognize that they need their independence and not to worry. Ming is very, very hyper vigilant, as I think a lot of parents are, and a lot of Asian parents are. Just take your foot off the gas a bit.
100%. I love the way that it wasn't so much just about that typical theme of filial piety. It actually really went in depth into that. And, it also got to see that Mei-Lin is actually just also a Canadian teenager. So that was really, that really shone through. And congratulations to you both.